Aha, we're live. Good morning, and hope you're doing well. Or good afternoon or good evening, whatever time of day it is you might be watching this back if you're not live. But to anybody who's on the live stream, welcome to a nice little wake-up routine. And although this is a morning wake-up, as I do this right now, because I've just literally got out of bed myself about half an hour ago, and this is just a great way to start the day. You can use a sort of little routine like this, find something that works nicely for you, take bits from it that you find useful or that resonate with your body, make you feel good. And you can do these in the morning, but also this is a great little warm-up routine before you go for a run, or before you go to the gym, or before you do any kind of activity that might cause you to move your body in a more vigorous way. So why do we need to do this? Why are we not like a lion in the wild who can just lie down all day and then all of a sudden get up and sprint after its prey without any risk of injury? Well, there's a variety of reasons, but there's one thing for sure, that the way that we live in the modern Western world, with more sedentary lifestyles, office jobs, hunched over desks, always looking down at our phones, our posture becomes compromised, our movement becomes really compromised, and what happens is we create a lot of stiffness and a lot of adhesion within the tissues in the body. We've got an entire fascial system in the body which will adapt to whatever you throw at it. So if you are constantly looking down at your phone all the time like this, your fascia is going to want to create this rounded posture. We don't want that. We want to have a nice upright posture. So the stuff I'm going to go through this morning is going to help to start to unwind maybe any of that. If you have been last night, maybe you were sitting on the couch, chilling out, laid back, feeling nice and relaxed, but maybe not the best for the posture. So what we'll do is we'll just unravel a little bit of that so that you're not heading straight out to the gym or straight out on that run and then all of a sudden your back goes or something. So that's what this little wake-up routine is all about. So we're just going to give it a couple of minutes. I'm going to let some people join on and give them some time just to get ready. You don't need anything for this. You just need to be here. You just need to be ready to move your body in a way that feels good for you. It's going to be nice and gentle. It's going to be progressive, and just you progress to the level that's suitable for you. So you don't need to push yourself to an extreme here. It's all about a slow, nice, gentle wake up. And this is the best way to start your day, first of all, no matter what, even if you're not going to do any exercise, starting your day with some gentle movement, gentle breath work to really start waking the body up in a nice, calm, relaxing way. Really does set you up for the rest of the day, whether you're off to just go and work in the office, whether you're away to go and spend time with your family and friends, whatever it is. This just really helps to ground you and get you in a nice place for the day. If, like me, I'm about to head out for a run here afterwards, I'm going to go and do some hill reps, and I'm going to do some fast, flat running, because I'm basically amalgamating some of my training sessions together for one reason or another. So I'm going to use this little routine as a little warm-up for my run. And again, I'm not a fan of getting up and going out and starting to run. You want to always make sure that you just get up, move gently, walk before you run. Allow the body to unwind, listen to the body, go for a little gentle walk. If you're watching just now, you can maybe just walk around in your space and just start listening to the body. Okay? Just walk around. Ideally, I like to go barefoot, not all the time, but if I'm around the house or if I'm in a safe area, I like to be barefoot. And barefoot is better than socks, because even socks will actually dampen a lot of the receptors in the feet. We have so many nerve endings in our feet it's an unbelievable piece of evolution that we've managed to grasp a hold of with these feet. So really, we want to, if you're not already barefoot just now, kick off your socks and shoes and have a little feel into that. Just walk around in your space and just, maybe you've just rolled out of bed and you're just feeling what's going on here. Keep it nice and loose as well, nice and gentle on yourself. You shouldn't really hear your feet thumping on the ground. And maybe you want to just stand for a minute. Actually, let's go stationary. And I think we've got a few people on the live now, and we've got a light as well, so that's a good start. Yeah, happy days. Right. So let's just stand. If you're not barefoot, it's cool. And big disclaimer, I'm not saying that you have to go out and start running barefoot either. That's a great tool, but you can use your running shoes and you can be very successful and injury-free with that too. So let's just close the eyes. Tune into those feet again. And I want you just to find a comfortable position to stand in. Maybe adjust, maybe you want to adjust your feet inwards a little bit so they're maybe a little bit more directed under your hips. Maybe you want to go a bit wider, maybe that feels better for you. But just what does that do to the whole body? When you move your feet out, what does that do? Move your feet in. What does that do? Now when you find a spot that you're happy with, just close the eyes down. And let's just tune into the breath. So nice, relaxed breathing. You're not doing anything, you're just breathing as you were. How does that feel? Can you feel your heartbeat? Can you feel your feet on the floor? Might be a little bit cold on this floor for me, but that's okay. And as we're breathing, I want you to start focusing on that exhale. And as you exhale, soften the belly, soften the lower abdomen and the pelvic floor. So we're breathing in. Nice gentle breathing in and breathing out and just softening the belly. You might notice how you're breathing in now, you're getting a bit more air in because these exhales are becoming more relaxed as the belly's softening. You may feel a lot of tension down there. Hold a lot of tension there. And if it feels comfortable to do so, on this next exhale, I want you to try and empty the lungs. Don't force it, but just exhale a bit longer. Soften the belly. And with each subsequent exhale, soften further, and exhale further and further and further. Until you exhale fully, you can't actually inhale fully. So let it all out. And then as you're breathing in, breathe in from the belly, up into the lungs. You can start to take fuller breaths. It's just a nice practice to start the day to get the breathing synchronized and feeling nice. And with this practice as well, if you are going to go out on a run like me, maybe you're going to do a bit of a harder run. You want to be breathing pretty hard. If you're running up a hill, for example. If you are exhaling fully and allowing all that space in the lungs to take in more oxygen, you're going to perform so much better. So for anything with exercise, doing these kind of exercises beforehand can be really helpful. So let's just go back to tuning in to the feet again. Now, I want you to think about where your weight is distributed. So maybe just rock a little bit side to side, side to side. Nice and tall. Well, a nice upright posture. We want to imagine your head is being pulled up by a piece of rope. Okay, so you're lifting your head up. Your shoulders are kind of staying relaxed and down. But the spine, you can feel the whole spine being lifted up. Maybe feel it from the hips as well. So everything's nice and tall. And what this is doing is it's working with this fascia system. If we slouch down, like this, the fascial system is not working. We want that to be working. So nice and tall for that posture. When you're exercising, when you're walking, when you're running, stand tall. Back into the feet. Where now is the balance distributed? Where does it feel best for you? Now, on our foot, we have 3 anchor points. We've got the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. I want you to anchor into those points. So what you might want to do is get your big toe, plant that into the ground, take your pinky toe, plant that in, take your heel and plant that. So you're planting everything in. And you might feel your arch start to kick in a little bit, and that's okay, that's good. But just, find those points and settle in. Maybe lean forward a little bit, lean back a little bit, nice and gentle. You can do this with your eyes open or with your eyes closed. I do prefer, if you feel comfortable, do it with your eyes closed. Maybe just stand next to a wall for these next bits so you have something you can support yourself with the eyes closed. When we remove the vision, we just get so much more feedback from what's going on here. So lean back a little bit onto that heel. How does that feel? Oh, that feels a little bit off balance. Leaning forward. Oh, that feels a bit nicer. Yeah. Side to side. Okay, let's find a center point. Anchor in there where it feels good for you. Hopefully, where you've settled, you've got 2/3 of your weight forward and 1/3 of your weight in the heel. Because we've got 2 anchor points in the front of the foot and the heel at the back. And when you're running, we want to think about these 3 anchor points, and we want to try and put the impact forces in the center point between these 3 impact points. We don't want to be landing on the heel. We don't want to be landing right up on the toes unless we're doing some kind of uphill running or sprints. We want to be landing in a nice point in the middle. You can imagine the analogy of a bowl, dropping a bowl on the floor. If it lands like that, hopefully it won't break. However, if it lands on the front, probably going to crack. Lands on the back, probably going to crack. Okay, so thinking about this strongest point in your foot, and the foot is the foundation of all other exercise. If you don't have strong, healthy feet, you're never going to have a strong, healthy body to full capacity. So back to your anchor points. What I want you to do is just take yourself side to side. We're just going to rock side to side. And because the feet are the foundation, we're going to work from the ground up. And we're going to just start to wake up the body, energize the body, ready for your day, ready for your run, ready for your gym, ready for your work, ready for your fun, hopefully fun times you're going to be having. You're going to rock side to side. And if it feels comfortable for you, maybe you want to lift one foot off, find your balance, and then once you're happy, let's try and find that point again. We've got 2/3 of the weight forward and 1/3 in the heel. It's nice and central. And then from there, a couple options here. Use a wall for support if you're struggling. Keep the eyes open if you're struggling. If you're finding this really easy, close your eyes when you do this. And then we'll go over to the other side. We're just standing on one leg for a little minute. We're just activating the balance system in the body. We can make balance more challenging by closing the eyes. We can start to then have movement. We can have movement. We can close the eyes. We can do both. We can do a mixture of things. Where we're going to start is we're just going to activate these feet a little bit. So just go side to side. You might feel some stuff kicking in. You might feel the hips starting to work. So remember, if they're not working, where's your posture? Let's remember that string, pulling your head up, nice and tall. Oof. The fascia, which covers the entire body, covers everything, is now working synchronistically, which is getting the right muscles working, like the glute medius, which is so inactive in many of us and causes a lot of injuries. Okay, find a foot that you like, and we're going to stay here for a little minute, and what we're going to do is we're going to get our other foot, okay, and we're going to do little fists, and just start off gently, do a little fist, and then a little open in your foot, okay, so like that. So you're flexing the foot, extending the foot. So the toes are going scrunching up, and then opening up nicely. And just be nice and gentle with this to begin with. And then if it feels good, go a little bit harder. And we're really going to do about, I don't know, maybe 7 of these. And maybe on number 7, you want to just hold the foot open. So you want to hold with those toes spread as wide as you can. Okay. Change sides. And again, scrunch the toes. Flex the foot. So opening the toes as much as we can. Open the toes, close the toes. Open the toes, close the toes. Open the toes, close the toes. So many muscles in the feet that we want to be utilizing if we want to be strong and healthy. And then again, on that last one, you want to maybe just hold it for a second. Okay. Take a little break for a second. This might be feeling quite easy for you, but for some people, if you're not used to this stuff, you might notice that your glutes are starting to work already. Really, really simple way to start warming up before you go for a run or anything here. So we want to get these muscles active. We don't want to necessarily fatigue them. We want to get them active and working. Okay, next we're going to just find that center point again. Pick a foot, maybe the other one. We're just going to do some nice ankle rotations. Now if you're struggling again, use something to help the balance if you need to. If you're really struggling with this, place one foot behind and you can just do your rotations on the floor like this. But let's try, if we can, work on the balance system. So we're doing several one way, several the other way, and then rock over onto your other side. Several one way, several the other way. Rock back over to the other side again, and this time I want you to do real big circles. Try and draw the biggest circle you can with your big toe. Big circles. See if you can you feel that calf working as you come down? Feel that tibialis anterior, the muscle in the front to the outside of your shin. Can you feel that working as you come up? If not, really try and point your toes up as you come round. Maybe slow it down a little bit. And as you come down, point those toes down. Feel those lower leg muscles activating quite nicely. And then change direction. Don't forget when you're doing these exercises to breathe. And if possible, focus on that exhale like I talked about earlier. Nice, long, slow exhales engage the nervous system in such a way that we feel more relaxed. Really useful if you're exercising as well. If you don't want to be stressing yourself out, you want to relax. Oh, a bird just hit the window. You want to see, imagine I've been breathing, with taking in more oxygen. I might have panicked there and fell over because that bird hit the window. So focus on that breath. Any point during the day when you can. Long, slow exhales. Gentle inhales. If you're breathing out more than you're breathing in, you're going to be blood pressure down, heart rate down, relaxing, resting, digesting. If you're breathing in more and you're hyperventilating a little bit, you're going to be upregulated. Your adrenaline's going to go up. Cortisol's going to go up. You might feel a little bit more stressed. There are times when it's useful. You know, when you're being chased by a tiger, or maybe in a short race, for example, or if you're doing some kind of maximal exertion activity, then it's useful. But otherwise, let's just keep breathing out. Okay, we're going to work up now. So we've done the feet, we've done the ankles. Let's get these knees working a little bit. So what we're going to do is just start by just bringing the heel up, just gently towards your bum. See how that feels. And maybe there's a little bit of stiffness there. So what we'll do is we'll just come down into a little bit of a squat here. Have the hands on the knees and just forwards and backwards. Nice and gentle. You might feel a bit of a stretch down the Achilles and the calf. And again, as you're doing this, let's think about posture. So rather than hunching forward like that with the upper back, maybe you want to pull your knees with your hands, stick your butt out a little bit, squeeze the upper back muscles, and then allow the head to be pulled up with that string. Remember, we're pulling it up in the direction of the spine. We don't want to pull it straight up when we're bent over like this. So we're trying to elongate everything. Okay, so just forward and backwards, nice and gentle. Again, let's do a few more of these. Maybe you want to go a little bit to the side, a little bit to the side. Maybe you want to go a little bit further. You know, and always be gentle with this. Don't hyperextend your knees if that doesn't feel good. Don't go too far forward if that doesn't feel good. Just see what feels nice and then ease into it, and then you can progress the range of motion gently. Okay, let's go back to these little gentle heels. How's that feeling? So we're going to do this for a little minute. We're going to just march on the spot. And what I want you to focus on is where your feet are landing. So let's, for a second, go back to the feet on the ground, the anchor points, 2/3 of the weight forward. Is that a good position for you? Have a little look down. Are your feet about hip width apart? That's usually quite a good indicator. Is everything nice and aligned? Is the head nice and upright? Is the posture nice and tall? Have we got the head, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, everything stacked above that nice anchor points of the feet with the 2/3 of the weight forward, 1/3 back? If we have, we're in a really good place, okay? So from there, lift up one knee to about hip height if possible. Plant it back down in the exact same spot. Can you get it back down in the exact same spot? And just go side to side, nice and gentle. The focus, ideally you don't want to be looking down, but you can have a little sneaky peek. Maybe just see where your feet are landing. Okay, and then trust yourself to look up and have that nice strong posture. As I'm lifting one knee, as you can see, I am moving the other arm synchronistically. This is what happens when you run, ideally. For many people, they don't use their arms correctly when they're running, and that can be quite a game changer. So by practicing a little exercise like this will actually help you to start doing this. The arm is not coming right across the body as I'm doing this, and the arm is definitely not coming away up here by the side of the body. It's just ever so slightly coming across directional pattern, almost to meet the other knee. And it's a gentle movement. It's not overly exaggerated. But the other arm, as you can see, is kind of coming back and actually activating a little bit of the upper back here. But don't think about this too much. You know, if you've not done this before, just have fun with it. We're just marching on the spot. You maybe feel your glutes kicking in and get up a little bit again. If that feels good, maybe you want to pick up the speed a little bit. We're not going to start running just yet. So we'll do a few more of these. And then just land again. Maybe give yourself a little shake out. Have a little shake out. How's that feeling? You feeling those glutes working? Any muscles in the legs working? Hopefully something is feeling like it's starting to get active. That's a good sign. Next, we're going to just start doing a little bit of reaching over to the side. I want you to reach as far over as you can, but to begin with, just be gentle again. Gradually, we're going to start reaching further and further. And if you can, push this hip out to the opposite side. And we're just stretching out that TFL, tensor fascial lata, a little bit, which is a muscle that often becomes overactive and tight, causes a lot of knee problems for people. So this is a great little exercise to stop that from happening. Again, remember the posture. Head is nice and tall. Head, shoulders, hips, everything is nice and aligned as you're doing this. We don't want things to be off, otherwise we're not going to get a stretch in the desired location. So you want everything to be nice and aligned. You should feel a nice stretch down here. You should feel it up here in the obliques. And all these muscles again up here are fantastic to open these up for more lung capacity, for better breathing mechanics. All amazing stuff to improve our performance and make us feel better, make us feel more alive. So breathe out as you come up. Nice big exhale. So breathing in as you come to the center, and breathing out as you come across. Breathing in, and breathing all the way out. As you can see, I'm not holding these stretches for long. You don't want to hold these stretches for too long, especially if you are about to go for a run or go to the gym. Dynamic stretching is the way to go. Unless you have any kind of imbalance you need to work on specifically, dynamic stretching is going to be much better for getting you ready to be active. So hopefully things are feeling quite nice there. And we're starting to work our way up the body more and more and more now. We're going to go and just get a little bit of the shoulders. Often we have problems with the shoulders, hunched forward, rotator cuff injuries, all sorts of stuff going on. So let's gently start with just some nice arm circles backwards, because we're working on that external rotation, which is what we need more of. We've got enough internal rotation with all the typing. We've got enough internal rotation with all the pushing and the bench pressing. I don't know if anybody else used to do a lot of bench pressing back in the day, but maybe you still do, and that's fine. But you want to make sure you offset that with a lot of external rotation, a lot of back work, making sure you've got a strong back, strong posture. Okay, so just nice arm circles, and whatever feels good for you, maybe you're here, that's fine, stick with that. Allow it to gently increase the range of motion. And if you can, without causing any issues, bring the arms closer and closer till you're getting to the point where you're almost brushing your ears with your arms. Now, if that's feeling good, whatever feels good with you, stick with what feels good. If you want to take it a little bit further, maybe you've got a little bit, if something feels a bit funky in there, I'm going to show you a great little exercise which comes from Qigong, and it's sheathing the sword. So bring yourself into a nice wide stance with the feet now. Knees come out. Okay, this is the horse stance. Glutes are engaged. Again, everything is nice and upright. So from this side, and almost actually upper body is actually directly upright. Okay. Core is engaged, glutes are engaged. Squeeze the muscles at the root of your spine. Squeeze the pelvic floor muscles. Find a breath there. Take the arms out to the side. And all we're going to do is we're going to take this arm up and over. This arm comes down behind. And then we swap sides. So one arm's coming behind your head, one arm's coming behind your lower back. You might feel some clicking, you might hear some popping. You might be like, oh, I didn't realise my shoulders were this tight. If the horse stance is too much, just come up to normal standing position. But I do like the traditional version myself, where we get down. We start to really activate those legs. So from the side, this is what it looks like. And you can imagine we have a sword on our back, like Conan the Barbarian. You know, and we're swing, swing, sheathing the sword. Okay, bring the breath back in. Maybe you want to pick up the breath a bit now. It feels good. Maybe you want to go a little bit faster. And then just bring it back to a nice relaxed standing position. Now you're probably starting to feel things working quite a bit. Let's go back to these arm circles again. How's that feeling now? Have you got a bit more range now in those shoulders? Maybe if there's a bit of tightness in the front of the shoulders and in the chest, you can just put the fists into the lower back and just bring your elbows together like this. Stretch that chest out. And again, we can be a bit dynamic here. We can bring the head up and back to one side, up and back to the other side. And you might feel that stretch coming down across the sort of neck, shoulder, arm. This can help to open things up quite nicely. Okay, work it up again now. Let's just get the neck, rolling the head to one side, rolling the head to the other side. Nice and gentle here. Maybe bringing it back and looking up slightly. Feeling a slight stretch in the front of the neck here. Up and back, feeling a slight stretch. Feeling a slight stretch in the back of the neck. Nice and gentle with the neck. Are there any sort of tight spots? Does everything feel a bit off? If so, you might want to work it a little bit, but sometimes it's better just to notice it. Go, okay, interesting. How did I sleep last night? What did I do yesterday that maybe has caused something to get a little bit tight? But besides all that, just getting the body moving again. The body loves to be fluid, it loves to be dynamic, it loves to move regularly. Have a nice shake, maybe have a bit of a full body shake. Maybe you want to shake the face a bit in the jaw. We'll just work from head to toe. And a nice little way to get the body ready. You know, you'd be in a pretty good place now to go out and do a run and probably feel a lot better doing so. Maybe you'll perform a lot better. Maybe you'll notice you don't get fatigued as quickly. Maybe you'll notice that the niggles you used to have aren't there anymore. Maybe you'll hit a PB. So maybe try this before your next park run or before your next just your next recreational run that you go out on, and just maybe you can start to notice some differences going on there. What time are we on? Let's have a little look. How are we doing for time? It's a shame I can't see who's actually on the live call, but we've got quite a few on, so yeah, cool. We've been on for almost 40 minutes, so we'll do a little bit more. If you're all feeling ready for Maybe you are going for a run like me. Maybe you're doing whatever, it doesn't matter. This is just going to start to get things a little bit more active. So if you're feeling good, what we'll do is we'll just find that position again where we come back to the anchor points of the feet. If you missed that at the start, big toe, pinky toe, heel. Okay, that's your anchor points. Want the weight to be 2/3 at the front, 1/3 on the heel. Maybe just close the eyes down and come back to the breath for a second. Nice long exhale. Relax the belly. The amazing thing is, you can upregulate the body pretty easily. Even just doing a couple of those gentle exercises there, I can feel my heart rate starting to rise. I can feel the shift in energy. But we can very quickly, we can just shift that back into the parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, let's do eyes open to begin with, and then if you feel comfortable, you might want to close the eyes down. But all we're going to do to start off with, we're going to keep the feet planted. We're going to keep that anchor point, big toe, little toe, heel, they're on the ground, and we're just going to start bouncing gently. Okay, so all I'm doing is just bending the knees ever so slightly, and then leaning side to side. So it's just a small bend in the knees and lean side to side. And then as we lean more, if you feel comfortable, you might want to start bouncing on one knee. Not on the other knee. It's just a very small movement. And we're just going to progress this as it feels comfortable for you. But for a second, let's just reset. Rock onto one foot. I want you to take that 2/3 of the weight a little bit further forward, just to the point where the heel just comes off the ground. So from the side, it looks a bit like this. You can hopefully see. Just keep your other foot where it is. I'm just allowing you to see how much my heel's coming off the ground. It's a very subtle movement. So we're on one leg, we're nice and upright, tall posture. Slight lean forward from the ankle, remember. From the ankle, just so the heel comes off. So just on the forefoot now. Okay? Heel's just coming off the ground. So the whole body is leaning forward. It's a whole body lean. Bit of Michael Jackson action, you know, going on. Woo! It's not the hips. Okay? It's not the knees. Head doesn't come forward. It's just a gentle lean through the whole body. Everything else stays aligned. Ankle, knees, hips, shoulder, head, all stay aligned. Okay? And just hold it on that point. Can you find those two anchor points at the front now? We've lost the anchor point at the heel. So can you feel those two anchor points in the big toe and the little toe? Can you find the center of those points and find that balance there? Now, hopefully, if you're keeping that nice upright posture, you're feeling that glute medius kicking in quite nicely now. And then the other side, just change over onto the other side. Same thing, nice and gently, just find your balance and then lean forward ever so slightly. Again, as always, use something for a bit of support if you need to. You know, don't over rely on the support. Just allow it. If you feel you're off balance, touch a wall, find your balance, trust yourself. Let go. Trust yourself. You can do this, you can balance. Okay, let's just hold it for a little bit longer so that we've got about the same time on both sides. And then change back over to the other side. And if you're feeling confident, let's go back up on one foot, rock forward up that forefoot. Maybe you can close your eyes for a little second. This is quite challenging on the forefoot. So again, have a wall there, just touch, gives you a reference point. Maybe the heel's rising a little bit more now, maybe the calf's working, maybe the hamstring, maybe the glutes, doesn't matter. It's all good. Okay, other side. Again, find those anchor points, try to spread, remember at the start, try to spread those toes first, then plant the foot, spread the toes, plant the foot. It's going to give you a wider base of support, better balance. Ooh. This is something that's so important to work on for everybody. We all need to work on balance because falls are a big problem. Falls are one of the major causes of injuries and accidents to people because we just don't balance enough. We need to regain this skill. We were quite good at this, most of us were quite good at this as children, but then as we grew older, we just stopped doing things that work on the balance system. It's really important to do this, and it serves as a fantastic warm-up before you do any running, any exercise that involves, dynamic full body movements. For example, Olympic lifting, things like that, really good. It gets everything firing nicely. Okay, back to the bouncing. Okay, so now we've got the glutes firing again, nice and proper. Those knees, maybe on the one side. Maybe now, things are feeling pretty good. We can maybe start to come into a little bit of a bounce. And remember that bowl analogy I was talking about earlier on. We're landing, we've got the tripod, we want to land, boom, in the center of that if we can. If you try and land on your heels right now, don't do that. Don't recommend it, because it's not going to feel good. Okay? If you try and jump on your toes, that might feel okay for a little bit. But that's going to really quickly fatigue you. So just allow the heel to maybe just also kiss the ground. Now remember, any change in movement pattern, any change in running technique, any change in exercise form, any change in the way that you move your body will feel a little bit unnatural at first in most circumstances because the brain loves familiarity. If you change anything, the brain's like, you could be running like this. Okay, that's probably not great. And then somebody comes along like me and says, maybe you want to run a bit more, upright. Your brain's going to be like, what is going on here? This is not what we do, man. This is not what we do, man. We do this, and this feels good. This is safe. We want to unwind that. How do we unwind that? We do repetitions. So this stuff that you're doing today, when you're watching this video, fantastic that you're here doing this, but you want to be doing this on a regular basis, okay? Repetition, repetition, repetition is what brings the change. So, back to the bouncing. Again, if it feels unnatural to you to be landing in that midpoint of the foot, to you it might feel more natural to be bouncing on your toes. Okay, it's maybe going to take a little bit to change that. Same when you go out running. If you go out running and you run up on your tiptoes all the time, that might feel good to you. You've probably got very strong calves, which is great, okay? But it's not going to allow you to really tap into your potential. So you want to just bring that center of mass back ever so slightly. You don't want to be heel striking, obviously, everybody else knows that. But more importantly than anything, when we're running, we want the foot to be landing underneath the body. You've heard me say about 10 times a day. Head, shoulders, hips, knees, feet aligned. Okay, we want to be landing, whether we're leaning forward, we want to be landing like that as well, okay? So, where are we? We're bouncing, we're bouncing, we're bouncing, we're bouncing. Okay, hopefully that's feeling nice. Now you're finding that point where it feels nice and soft. Okay, nice and soft. Let's not bounce too much, otherwise the teapots are going to fall on my head. Okay, and then maybe you want to go to one foot and do some bouncing. Now, I want you to try and make these little bounces as fast as you can. We're only going to do about 7 on one side. That was going to be 10. We'll go about 7 on one side, 7 on the other side. 7 on one side, 7 on the other side. And we're trying to land on the same spot every time. Everything's aligned. Okay, foot, knee, hip, everything, shoulders, head, they're all aligned. And it's gentle. You can't feel this thumping. Take a little break. Don't keep bouncing for too long because the purpose of this is we want to have that really good elasticity, power technique. If you start to fatigue when you're hopping around like that, you're losing the purpose of the exercise. You're going to start ingraining the bad technique, which is when the fascial system shuts down because you're fatigued, everything becomes slow, and everything starts to crunch over, and we don't want that. So have a little break. If you enjoyed that, that felt good, go back to hopping. If you prefer just standing, just gentle bouncing, stick with that. Okay, but if you like a little bit of hopping, let's do a little bit more. Okay, nice and upright. That rope is still pulling me up as I'm doing this. And I'm trying to hop as fast as I can. Cool. Sure, everybody's feeling pretty awake now. So we'll just finish it off with a little bit of, like if you are going to go for a run, for example, we're just going to progress what we've just done there. You really have a very small space, and it's a fantastic opportunity if you have a little space in your house or in your garden where you can do a little bit of barefoot running, because it strengthens the feet, strengthens the toes, strengthens the entire body from the ground upwards, and it ingrains a really good natural technique. Doesn't mean you have to go out and do barefoot marathons. You can do that if you want, but if you can just practice a little bit, it can be really helpful. And even in a small space like this, okay, it's not perfect. I personally will be doing a little bit of barefoot running on the nice, smooth, newly laid tarmac road just out here by the farm. I'll be doing a little bit of barefoot running, probably at the start of my run, maybe at the end. Often I do it at the end just for it's a lot easier, but being able to get out into a proper stride can be really useful. But even if you're just around the home in a safe environment, you know, we're barefoot, we're just going to go back to that point where we find that balance point. Okay, 2/3 of the weight forward, 1/3 in the heel. And as we just allow that weight to ever so slightly shift forwards, if you just keep rocking, you're going to fall. So that's where you just allow your feet to pick up and just do their thing, which is walking to begin with. As you lean more and more, eventually you'll start walking faster. And there's a point where it becomes this kind of really, really fast walking, which is not great. So what we want to do is lean, and then start running. So we're just doing a little trot around in circles. Okay, nice and gentle. We're landing. Again, maybe you can just do this on the spot if that feels better to begin with. But we're landing on that point between the 3 anchor points. Yeah. So maybe it feels better just to start with the spot jogging like this, but keep that cadence high. So if you listen to my feet, if you can hear that, it's a tap, 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 tap. I'm having to be very, very light on my feet because I know these lovely China teapots are going to fall on the floor. So nice and light, tap, 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 and again, if you're on your tippy toes, on the ball of your foot on the tiptoes, your calves are going to be starting to get tired. If you're on your heels, you won't be barefoot on your heels on a hard floor, I can guarantee that, because you'll know about it. But if you're landing in that nice center point of the foot, that sort of mid-foot, okay, mid-foot to forefoot, that feels nice. You can do this all day. You can do this all day. If your fascial system is working, if the posture's aligned, if you're landing at the right point, you can do this all day long. You can go run marathons. You can run ultra marathons. Okay, that's enough running around for today. Well, for now, I'm definitely going to be doing some more running. I hope you are too. Let's just take a moment, go back. Let's see how we feel now. How did we feel at the start? How do we feel now? Close your eyes. Maybe open the palms out. Nice, strong posture again. Just adjust things. Where do your feet feel strongest on the ground? Do they feel stronger or closer together, or they're touching? Do they feel stronger, nice, out here? What feels good for you? I'm not going to tell you what to do, but for me, I find right about here. It's nice. Again, find those anchor points in the feet. Take a nice breath in. And I'll welcome you to say to yourself, I am strong and healthy. So you can say this in your head, or you can say it out loud, or you can scream it if you want. Maybe you even want to do a little pat on the chest. I am strong and healthy. And mean it, because you are. And maybe you don't feel strong and healthy, but if you start saying this, and try and mean it, you are going to start becoming strong and healthy, because we all have the capacity to be so much stronger and healthier than we already are. You might already be strong and healthy, but trust me, you can be stronger and you can be healthier. Big breath in. I am strong and healthy. Big breath in. I am strong and healthy. One more, and mean it this time. I am strong and healthy. Woo! That feels good. Thanks everybody for joining me today. I've really enjoyed this. This is something I kind of do as part of my morning routine anyway. Maybe I don't do it for this long. I do little bits and pieces of it, whatever I'm feeling. So please try and integrate this into your lifestyle. It's really important to try and do this kind of stuff on a regular basis. Whatever resonated with you today from this is what's important for you. Okay, so take that. It's just one thing. Take that, take it away, start doing it, ideally on a daily basis or every other day. Ingrain it. Find a way to make yourself accountable so that you do it. Really important. You know, we can go to live workshops like this, and we can go to seminars, and we can go to, we can go out for a run, but really the real benefits of this stuff comes from the consistency. Okay, staying on track, being consistent, staying accountable, keeping yourself accountable in whatever way that works best for you, so that you do the stuff consistently over a long period of time. And then you will just be blown away when you look back and you go, whoa, look what I was doing then, look at me now. And then you can progress in a really strong and healthy way. So I hope you enjoyed that. For anybody who's watching this who does not know who I am, Chris Mack. I am the Strong Healthy Running Coach, and you can find me at Chris Mack Fitness on Instagram, Facebook, all the usual places. YouTube is becoming a little bit more of a thing that I'm going to start trying to do more regularly. But again, I need some more accountability with that one. I need to keep myself consistent with the old social media stuff. But if you don't see me on there, if I'm not active, you'll be able to find me somewhere. Go to my website. That's probably the best way if you really want to get a hold of me and ask a direct question. I'm probably going to be more likely to reply there. www.chrismackfitness.com. And you can see there's a little inquiry places. Again, please do not expect a rapid response from me. I sometimes go off grid for a while. But yeah, if you do have something, I'll hopefully get back to you. If I don't get back to you, please reach out to me on another platform, and maybe I'll catch a message there if I've missed it somewhere else. Okay? I'd love to help you, whether it's to become a stronger, healthier runner, whether it's to just improve your lifestyle in an overall better way to become healthier and happier. Whatever it is I can do to help you. If it's going to work, I'll do my best to make it work for you. One final thing I'll say on this live, because we're live right now, is that we are running the Strong Healthy Running Retreat this weekend here on the beautiful farm at Barmulloch Farm in Wild Argyll. And I'm not just saying this, I was driving through here in my van the other day, and it's the most beautiful, luscious green land. It's unbelievable. I've been around the Isle of Skye, which is amazing. I highly recommend if you've not been to the Isle of Skye. It's amazing to get up there. I've been up around the mountains, and it's all wonderful. But I've not seen it anywhere quite as green as it is here, and quite as much diversity of plant life. And it's just absolutely fantastic. Lovely atmosphere here. And we do have a few extra spaces available. Okay, we've got another cottage now that is available. So that's potentially, we could potentially take 6 more people on. We have got people already inquiring. I've already reached out to a few people that did want to sign up before. But if you're interested, please drop me a message. I'll hopefully be online today. Either directly through my website, you'll get me on, that'll go to my emails, or on social media. And yeah, if you fancy coming along tomorrow, because it's Friday, we're starting tomorrow night. We start, it's an opening ceremony, and then we're going to do some, workshops, much like this one. I'm going to be doing a bit more of Tibetan rites, where it's my kind of running Tibetan rites take on running, warm-ups, routines, mobility, breath work, yoga, cold river dips if you want that, hot tubs, amazing organic, home cooked, nutritious, whole food. It's just going to be amazing. So hopefully, yeah, if you fancy it, how will you find that? You'll find that on the Heal Scotland website. If you look at the events on the Heal Scotland website, it's the next event, I think. Well, it's this weekend. It's the Strong Healthy Running Workshop. So yeah, it'd be awesome to have any of you across at that. If not, then maybe we'll see you at the next one. And yeah, thanks for joining me once again. Happy running, happy living, stay strong, stay healthy, and namaste. Little pick for now, everybody. Ending the stream offline.